What's is it the bearings aren't man enough for it, Keithy?
Oh, just hold that and stop flapping about around a pissy little watch.
What could it do with Keithy? Bigger bearings, or is it just a wearable thing that's just...
They're probably not quite man enough, really.
But
So get one a year going.
the bearings, we managed to find some of the bearings online, and the ones from McConnell were 300 quid. Is that what you said?
About that.
And these are same exact bearings, but these are 50 quid. So you can see the markup at the dealers there. So yeah, always check your part numbers, because you can sometimes find them a little bit cheaper elsewhere. But they're going to get a new bearing on there. Keithy will be back going. You said you had a disc come off, Keith?
Yeah, bracket's cracked. I want it to the frame.
Oh. What do we need for that then, Keith? Does it need welding? Cracked along here. Been a few days now. We've been moving the spears about here. We've gone from the back, just moving forward every couple of days, and just put our hand in here. That is night and day difference. Nice and cool now. And what we'll do is probably leave these in here another day, then we'll move them back to the back again, and just keep moving them back and forward. Yeah, that should be job done. We shouldn't have to do anything else with them. I'll just check the fans. See what they're blowing out like. Nice and cool, right where they want to be. That one was quite cool anyway. This one was warmest last time. A little bit of warmth left in that one. And while we're up here, we'll just check the and that is, last time you could put your hand in there and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's quite warm, but that is nice and cool. So hopefully we've done a good job there. A good spot by Lynn there, but we've saved them, we've done the right thing, and yeah, now I've got beans in my boots again. And the guys came to fit a new door yesterday. We've actually changed the door around, Charlie. So instead of it opening into the doorway, you know, you can't go wrong with this one. It opens that way, nobody can reverse into it, which will be good. Do you ever have one of those moments where you're like, oh, I can finish that, there's only a little bit there. 30 minutes later you're still there doing it. I'm having one of those moments. You only look like a slither. Half an hour later you're still in there. I am nearly done though. There's something quite nice about working in the evening though. Just put the radio on, you're in the dark, you're on your own. It's quite nice. We're just mole ploughing the last one outside the farm here. Peter will plough it. I think we've only got a couple more to mole plough and then we're done. Yeah, something quite nice about working at night. And I got the GPS tractor as well, so I can't say it's that difficult. We're now over just outside the farm here, and if you remember, these fields were the ones that got ever so wet with the winter crops, and we replanted them in the spring, and then they got ever so wet again in May. Farmers decided to plough them up. We've remolded them because we dug a new drain in the bottom end there, and as we were digging it we couldn't actually see our mole marks, which told us something that the wet, you know, with the wet and driving on the field again, reseeding led to the moles. Well, we thought they might have disappeared. Peter's out here ploughing. Peter does a nice job, as you can see. By ploughing, we're going to it just lets the water get down into the soil, down into the drainage a little bit better. And yeah, seeing what the weather does. If it comes wet, we can just leave it, let the weather work on it, because the weather will, you know, the rain and the wind erosion will work on the soil, and then come spring you'll only have to power harrow it and drill, and you'll come up with a nice seedbed after that. Right, so we'll have a little ride on with Pete. Pete's going to tell us how he does it. What's it all about then, Peter?
It's basically ploughing.
I know.
You put the plough in the ground and you drive.
This one's not ploughing quite as nice as the other one. It's a bit heavier.
Right.
It's not.
What do you mean by ploughing nice? What does that mean?
Well, these are the fields I've ploughed. When it comes off the moldboards, it all breaks up into small pieces, and
Yeah.
This is a bit more slabby, a bit more clay in this field.
Yeah.
So it rolls off the end of the board and stays stuck together in a slab in places.
Right.
But it's got all winter.
Ideally, you want it to crumble down.
Well, yeah,
Because I mean, it makes life easier for the next operation. But this is going to be spring, I assume.
so it's got all winter to weather down. So.
Yeah. So at the end, what have you got to do?
How do you mean? At the end of the field,
Yeah.
you have to plough the headland then and go.
Oh no, when you get to the end here, so you pick it
Oh,
up.
I see. Yeah,
You pick it up on the arms.
yeah. And I've got this on a timer, so you just flick that, and it'll roll over all by
Oh,
itself.
It moved across as well.
Yeah, it'll move. It'll roll over and then it'll move back.
Oh. Why does it do that? To not hit the stand?
Well, it's because if you didn't swing it out that way, it would hit the ground. There's not enough room to roll it over.
Oh, okay. And what do you think of this plough? Is this a good plough?
Yeah, this is a really good plough. It doesn't block. Usually the plough's in most conditions okay.
Yeah.
But if you've got a load of chopped straw and stuff, it ploughs that in without blocking. Yes, it's been a good plough.
And what plough is it?
Caverneland, yeah.
Caverneland. And we've got another one. What's the other one we got?
That's a Caverneland as well.
Why aren't you using that one?
I haven't got enough horsepower.
Oh, it needs a bigger tractor. does it?
Yes.
And that's a 7, isn't it?
7 for
7 for her, yeah. So when I eventually get round to doing the equipment tour, that's been happening
Well,
for
that
2 years.
equipment tour has been happening for 4 years or 3 years.
I ain't got no time. But I'll show you it. I'll show you it another day. Is there much setting up for a plough?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, you have to get it to plough the same depth going that way and that way.
Yeah,
You set that on the wheel at the back,
yeah.
and then there's stoppers on the rollover. So once your tractor's sat down in the furrow, you need the plough to be level, so you have to adjust your rollover stop so the plough's level.
Right.
And you're also carrying some of the weight on the link arms, so you want the plough to be level from back to front.
Yeah.
Then when you get all that going, you set your skimmers to skim the rubbish into the bottom,
Yeah.
and hopefully once you've got it set up, you're good to go for that season, because it varies from season to season. Some years it'll plough nice, and then the next year it needs to be fiddled around with completely different settings to get it to plough properly.
Right. And so let's watch the plough turn over. And what do you do then at the end, Pete, to do the headlands?
Well, you have a look to see if the headlands were rolled in or out last time it was ploughed.
And what can you tell?
Well, if they were
Jeff-
rolled in, there's usually a furrow around the outside,
Right.
and each time you plough it a different way. So you plough it in one year and out the next.
Which way is easier?
It's easy to roll it out because you can start on the outside and work your way in.
Ah, right. And if you don't, you said you end up with a big hole at the side of the field.
Yeah, you end up with a big low spot all the way around the outside.
Or a big high spot if you do it the other way.
Yeah, and you end up with a big high spot in the field if you keep ploughing it the same way.
Yeah. You like ploughing?
I love ploughing. It's my favourite job.
Peter's always happy when he's ploughing. And he's good at it.
I just love sitting here watching the soil turning over.
It's quite therapeutic.
Yeah,
I've got my magnet. I might just put a slow-mo cam on for you, just so you can see it. It is, yeah, quite really therapeutic, isn't it?
It gets annoying when you can't get it to match up, and it doesn't plough very well, but usually it's, I'd say, quite therapeutic.
Most jobs we do are all therapeutic, you know, like cutting grass. They're all nice jobs, aren't they?
Well,
like
they can be.
tedding out of the mowed road, that's quite nice to do.
Muck spreading's not very therapeutic.
No. No. You said there were some shear bolts. Where were they?
Oh, there's a shear bolt on every leg.
Yeah.
So if this encounters something in the ground that won't move, it breaks back, it pivots on that one and shears that one.
Right.
So
do you ever get that?
I've never had one on this. No. Right. All the time he's had it, I've never had a break shear bolt on here.
And the depth, you said the rear depth is set. Does this have a shocker? You know the older ploughs, they go with a bang, don't they, when you turn them over? Is that a shock?
That's just to slow, when you roll it over, it's to slow, the wheel can flop that way. It's to slow it down and give it time for these to drop out.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because there's one up the top there, that regulates your depth.
Yeah.
When you roll it over, it gives it time to drop out and not get hooked in there.
Yeah.
If the wheel dropped down too quickly, it would just keep it.
And then your depth would be too
And then the
deep.
wheel would be sticking up in the air.
Yeah.
But it's just to slow that down. That's where you set your depth of your wheel. There's one here and one up on the top. We're going the other way.
What does the disc do?
That just cuts the furrow wall.
So that leaves you nice finished, does it?
It gives you a nice. Not all ploughs have them, but gives you a nice clean cut along there.
And how deep can you go deeper than that?
You can go deeper than that, but it takes more pulling the deeper you go, and you can just bring up a load of yellow clay if you go too deep.
Is there an ideal depth?
Well,
about where you are?
Somewhere near. Yeah, I mean 6.
What's with the yellow clay there?
Well, that's what it would be like all over if you went too deep.
Right. So you don't really want too much of
obviously
that,
a little bit of a yellow clay seam that's a bit closer to the surface.
Yeah. Sweet.
But no, you don't want to fetch up a load of that yellow stuff.
No. That's quite nice and level, isn't it? All over.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
All right, John. Right, we're going to put the drone up quick while we've got a chance. Thank you for that, Peter.
Gone over this 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town, and I know what you're asking for. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream that keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. Interstate might take me nowhere. Anywhere is better than the places I have been.
There we go, guys. I hope you like that one. That's a little look at all the cultivation tools that we use the most. There are other tools that we use as well, you know, like the spring tines and the heavy tines that we'd use as well. But they're the ones we use in this autumn. So if you like that one, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll try and get back into some sort of vloggy type videos soon. Obviously things happen fast around here and I can't keep up with it all, but I'll try my best. Next thing on the cards will probably be, we're going to have to start getting sheds ready to bring cattle in. The fat cattle, that is. The cows and the calves, they can stay out a little bit longer until we have to wean the calves. And But yeah, that's where we're going to leave it on this one. Hope you like that one. Nice one. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.